I want to talk to you guys about the best rerun banner in Bleach every year. Veterans will know this, but if you're new, especially if you're wondering when you can summon for the 8th anniversary characters again, or when their rerun banner is going to be, there is almost certainly going to be a rerun banner this year for them. And the only reason why I say almost certainly, because, in case Caleb decides to change what they've been doing for I don't know how many years at this point, I leave it open up to that possibility. But it's almost certain that at the end of the year, in December, there is going to be a rerun banner that is going to have a lot of the best characters in the past, year. So, 8th anniversary Ichigo, 8th anniversary White, this guy right here on the screen. Some of the best seasonal characters in the game. It's going to be voted on by the viewers, or not viewers, the players. I believe it's in their Discord, but I could be wrong. Maybe on Twitter. Might be Twitter as well. I can't remember where it was specifically. I remember doing it around that time, but now that I think about it, I think it was on Twitter. I remember liking the tweet. It might have been on multiple social medias. I just used Twitter. If you look from where is the end of the year? Okay, here's the end of the year banner. So it's not going to include anything like these Safui characters or the Burn the Witch characters, because even though they might be considered seasonal, they're also Burn the Witch, which is a limited banner. But we could theoretically see this renewed Quincy Ichigo's, Tenza Sengetsu, maybe Ishin even, for all we know. It's really going to depend on what is voted on. Almost certainly the players will end up picking these two because they're two of the most powerful characters in the game right now. So those two characters are almost certain. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 or 3 of the swimsuit characters. How strong is this one again? Is she the one that got the... Yeah, 100%. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up getting... because she's a super potion droplet character, along with guard break and pierce iron skin, and the increased damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment. Yeah, she's almost certainly going to be in. Obviously, also because, swimsuit banner. Those usually do well regardless. The 1,000-year Blood War banners, however, will also not be in here. So, if you're looking for these 3 characters being in here, not going to be in there. And I'm not sure exactly when the cutoff date is. Specifically for the poll selection. But yeah, so let's just say if we take these 2, these 3, that'd be 5 characters. If we take these 3, that's 8. There's 12 characters in this banner, by the way. And I'm not sure exactly where what I said, what the cutoff date is, or the set of characters that you get to vote for, who you want. Either way, they usually pick the really good ones. Occasionally, a bad character will make it in the banner, because it's like a fan favorite, just like an Aizen or like an Ichigo that just happens to be bad, which is pretty rare for an Ichigo to be bad. But, yeah. So, the reason why that is really good for you is it's all on one banner. That is very, very nice. So, if you want to start saving your orbs, I would suggest you start saving them now. Although, if the end of the month is going to be a 1,000-year Blood War banner, and for all we know, end of October will be a 1,000-year Blood War banner, and the month after that, how many 1,000-year Blood War banners are we going to get in a row? Because if we get a bunch of limited banners back to back to back to back for end of the month, you're really not going to have too much time to save your orbs. At that point, you're going to have to decide what you want to summon on. That's why I want to let you guys know now, the new players more specifically, that at the end of the year, in December, Poll Selection is one of the best banners you can summon on. Period. It's, in my opinion, the best rerun banner to summon on every year. Last year's, what do they call it, rerun, because I didn't really look at it necessarily as a rerun banner. And I, kind of played it down like it wasn't as, big, but I think I kind of let the fact that I had a lot of the characters I wanted influence me basically saying, you know what, I'm not as interested in it, not as hype. But even though the fact that I got the 8th anniversary Ichigo, don't have White, although I really want him. I don't have the Quincy Ichigo, but I do have Tenza. I have one of the swimsuit characters, Mila Rose. Don't have the other two. If those characters are in it, I'm definitely summon for it. Like, if you're missing, like, let's just assume the characters that I said are in it, and you weren't able to summon them at all, go to guaranteed step 6. If assuming they keep it that way, where you go, step 1 is free, step 2 through 6, it'll be varying. Some are discounted, some are not. I believe it should still be 1,100 orbs to go from step 0 or step 1 to step 6 for the guaranteed. Step 7 and on is not guaranteed. So that means if you decide to go, let's say I'm going to throw 20 multis in this game, or 15 multis on this banner, I should say. After step 7 or after step 6, you're not guaranteed any more 5 stars. You could do 10 steps after the guaranteed step on step 6, not pull a single 5-star. It's unlikely, but it is possible. Do keep that in mind. So I'll end up talking about that more in depth when we actually get to that time frame, end of December. But I definitely, for new players, keep that in mind if you're waiting for this Ichigo and White and some really good characters. Poll selection at the end of the year is going to be one of the best banners you can summon on. And then shortly after that, if you're looking on, I think if it is on the 25th that it happens, on the 31st, you will have, the end of year banner, usually a limited banner. I wouldn't be surprised if this year it's a 1,000-year Blood War banner, or maybe even Burn the Witch. That 1,000-year Blood War banner or Burn the Witch, going to be really hype. Probably going to want to summon on it. Those are usually the best 2 banners, along with Anniversary Part 1 and Anniversary Part 2. Like, those are like 4 banners every year. If you had to only summon on 4, those would be the 4 you'd summon on every year. So, anywho, I think that's pretty much it when it's coming to the poll selection. We got time. You got what? Rest of September, October, November, and a good portion of December. This is like 4 months, 3-4 months, somewhere on there. Well, actually, a better way to go with it. September to October, October to November, November to December. So yeah, a little over 3 months, because it's usually on the 25th, and we're at the middle of the month now. So it's like, 3 months and like 12 days until you will have poll selection. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm honestly looking forward to summoning on it. I'm going to be making sure I don't go too crazy. I'll tell you my plan, so you can obviously see where I'm coming from as a new player to see how I look at things. This character, I like. He has complete status immunity, dual status ailments, lacerate and drain. I definitely like that. He's melee. That's the only thing I don't really care too much about him. But overall, he's a pretty solid unit. Definitely would be fun to play. I've seen how people play him during the anniversary co-op, and I was like, that would be kind of cool to play with him. This character, very safe. Like, he is a really good character for autoing. One of the best, if not the best, auto character in the game. He has weaken and drain. So I wouldn't mind dupes of him. In fact, I can't show you here because this is on the album. I have this character 3 out of 5 if I remember correctly. So, if I pull 1 or 2 of him in the poll selection summoning, he's going to be 4 or 5 out of 5. That would be really, really good. He's, like I said, he's one of the best characters in the game for autoing. He has the attacks that keep him at a distance, and he's able to get a heal from all of his drain, and he has a really good chance of proccing his status elements due to the fact that it has frenzy +3. I believe it's 3 extra hits, so it's just really, really, really good. Then you obviously have the increased status element chance against technique attribute enemies. So if he's going against technique enemies, it's even a higher chance. If he's constantly proccing his status elements, he's just going to be healing all the time. So that's really, really good if you like autoing. Scroll down a bit more. These 3 characters are good at farming, so if they're in it, pulling any of these 5 characters would be really good. Pulling any of these 3 characters would be really good if they're assuming they're in it. You know, getting more dupes in him to make it easier to farm. He's just a really powerful character. Maybe not the most powerful character in the game, but he's still pretty good. I don't know to the full extent of how powerful he is because, like I said, I haven't pulled him. But yeah, that's the way I look at it. If they're good, they're powerful. I like to personally have a variety of different characters. For Senkaimo and Floor, some characters are good at it. Some characters, even though they're not the best character for that area, if they're just strong enough, they can just overpower that area. And obviously, the older Senkaimo and Floors, if you're pulling a lot of the newer characters, you can just use them and you'll easily be able to handle a lot of the older Senkaimo and Floors because the power creep has just been, that good. That's why they are adding things like the Oblivion Senkaimo and Floors. Was like 5 a month usually, because if they do that, they incentivize people to summon on the new banners because they're going to be better at that for that. Now obviously sometimes you will not be able to do it because you haven't pulled a character, which is going to be true for the vast majority of players, unless you're a whale and you go 5 out of 5 every single character that you summon for or you want, but that's not most of us. I think that's pretty much it. It is honestly, Poll Selection is honestly the best rerun banner of the year. I did a previous video talking about the rerun banner that I'm really excited for, assuming it does happen, and that's 1,000 Year Blood Warrior Yamamoto, Aizen, and Yuak. Because I'm really close to getting Yamamoto 5 out of 5, and if I don't have to use a special move source on him, because he's like a year old at this point, I don't really want to. That would be nice. Obviously, if he was the only one I needed 5 out of 5, I would have used the special move source on him. But, missing Aizen and Yamamoto, I think 2 for each. No, I think 2 for Aizen, and I think maybe 3 for Baha, meaning it's going in on that banner to 5 steps. If I'm able to pull them, great. But guaranteed every year, that's like a personal preference based on my account. So like every year, best rerun banner, definitely Poll Selection. And that's because there's no new characters ever added to Poll Selection. I think that's pretty much it. Save your orbs, people. As if you're new, don't waste them. Don't go too crazy summoning on every banner. The mid-month, you'll have to wait and see, but more than likely not worth summoning for unless you're looking for your favorite characters. If you're ever summoning for your favorite characters, these videos never apply to you. I'm just going to be real with you. This is for people who want to know if the banner is worth summoning for, or banners are worth summoning for. Poll Selection, end of the year. Start saving your orbs now. You got a few months. Let's just say you collect 1,000. I don't know. I think it's like close to like 2,000 orbs usually every month from all possible orb sources. If you're casual, you're probably not going to get that. You're probably going to get like 1,000, 1,500. If you're hardcore, you're probably getting that 2K or close to the max every single month. But let's keep it casual. Let's just say you get 1,000 orbs every month, maybe 1,100. If you summon on every single end of the month banner, only going 5 steps, you will basically break even. If you are, strapped for orbs and you barely have any orb sources left already, you're going to probably have to skip an end of the month banner or two if you want to make sure you have enough for the Poll Selection and the end of year banner. So, yeah, if you still have a decent amount of orb sources left and you just want to summon at every end of the month banner, just think, okay, maybe not going 15, 20, 25 steps in every time. That will definitely help you save your orbs for potential banners. I basically, for the most part, except for some rare exceptions, only go about 5 steps in on most banners. Because if I get really lucky, if my luck is really good, I'll pull 1 or 2, sometimes all 3 characters within the first 5 steps. If my luck ain't that great, then going 10, 15, 20 steps, I'm probably not pulling many of the characters anyway. So 5 steps seems to be about the perfect ratio for orbs. Sometimes I only go 2 steps, even if it is end of the month banner, but that's usually pretty rare. Anywho, I think I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for watching. Let me know what character you want to see in poll selection. Like the most. No, do 2. What are the 2 characters you want to see? For me, it's White and it's Ichigo, personally. The 8th anniversary characters. I definitely want to see them. You know, if I had Ichigo at like 1 out of 5 8th anniversary Ichigo, I would not necessarily have picked him as one of the characters that I really want to see in there. Obviously, he's going to be in there anyways. White, I don't have him. Definitely want to pull him from there as well. So, I'd probably have picked someone else for Ichigo. But since he's kind of close to... Actually, I'll show you where he's at. See? 3 out of 5. If I get 2 more, he'll be 5 out of 5. Anywho, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you guys next time. Peace.